We, the Salesians of the Mumbai province, are delighted to be celebrating the Golden Jubilee of our province. The Mumbai province was officially established on the 31st of January 1972, and we complete 50 years serving God and serving the young people of this part of the country. The Mumbai province today consists of 210 Salesians, priests and brothers, working in 35 different centers across the 4 states of Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. And in these various places, there are a variety of works through which we reach the young, especially the poorest young people. We have schools, technical institutes, colleges, boardings and hostels, centers for children who are in need of a home to stay, like orphanages, yard centers, a variety of specialized centers in psychology and counseling, catechetics, media, so many different ways that we reach out to the young and the poor, both in the urban places as well as in the rural areas.
I think we cannot talk of the missions in Bombay without mentioning Father Maschio. The Salesians came to Western India on the 16th of June 1926. You see, the First World War is over and there is a period of peace. That's when the Pastoral invited the Salesians to come to Bombay, and they planted themselves in Bombay. It is only 11 years later, on the 2nd of February 1927, that Father Maschio comes to Bombay. There was a period of change, there was a period of turbulence in the Salesian community before that. But when this young priest comes from Cherrapunji to Bombay, things begin to change. Father Maschio starts in Tardeo and then moves to Kambala Hill, after which he finds this swamp on the peripheries of Bombay in Matunda. People thought him foolhardy, but he bought that property. And what stands today on that place is testimony to his foresights, testimony to his assiduousness, testimony to his vision. He found out that there was no shrine to Mary, Help of Christians in the entire city. And so Father Maschio starts the shrine of Don Bosco's Madonna. And I think the Golden Jubilee is an occasion for us Salesians to commit ourselves once more to the vision that was given to us by the giants on whose shoulders we stand. We owe it to them, we owe it to Don Bosco, and we owe it to Mary of Christians, the co-foundress of our congregation.
The Salesian apostolate in Gujarat began with Don Bosco Makarpura when Father Roque Fernandez was sent to take over the parish of Makarpura in 1974. But we were catering to the migrant Catholic population and not engaged in the mission ad gentes. The then Father Provincial, Father Tony D'Souza, was keen on changing the conception in the Salesian circles that the Mumbai province was not missionary. And so when the diocesan priests who were running the Chota mission wanted to hand it over to us instead of the Jesuits, he jumped at the chance, and Father Byron was sent there in 1979 to scout the area. Since many of the boys in Chota were from Kavant area, we opened a boarding in Kavant. Then there was an offer of Narukot and Alirajpur. Alirajpur was opened because of the kinship of the Bhils with the Rathwars. Immediately after opening Chota, Bishop Charles Gomes, who was passionate about evangelizing the Thakurs, offered Dakor, which was opened in 1981. Bishop Charles wanted us to expand in a semicircle towards Ahmednagar, with centers in Kapadwanj, Bayad and Dehgaam. Kapadwanj started as a hostel for college students, and later, when the catechetical center was transferred there, the hostel was closed and the Yar center shifted to Baroda. When the province began to push the Yar work, Father Roger started the work which has a history like the wandering oratory. It moved from Amodar to Kapadwanj and back to Baroda until it finally found a home at Vishwamitra. Today, with the push from our provincial, who is a visionary, the circle is expanding in ever widening circles. Keeping in mind our option for the poor, we have opened Banswara, Nandurbar and Surat. It is my hope that we, in keeping with what the Pope has told us, become Salesians with the smell of the sheep, Salesians who reach out to the poor and marginalized like Don Bosco, seeing that they have life and have it to the full.
The Diocese of Pune was established in 1887, and exactly 100 years later, in 1987, His Holiness Pope John Paul II erected the Catholic Diocese of Nasik. Around this year, the Salesians made their entry in Ahmednagar. Today, the Salesians have completed 35 years of their presence in this mission. Until 1986, the Jesuits took care of the missions in Ahmednagar, and the Salesian presence began at St. John the Baptist Church, Bhingar. In 1995, the original parish was subdivided into 3 parts: St. Anne's Parish, Don Bosco Parish, Savedi, and St. John the Baptist Parish, Bhingar. At the end of 2002, a new center was inaugurated at Ketgaon. The Bosco Gramin Vikas Kendra began to consolidate its apostolate and spread out into many more villages in the taluka. It is said that the gospel enters a culture and transforms it. The Salesian apostolate for the past 35 years bears witness to the fact that their holistic approach brought about spiritual and social change in the mission of Ahmednagar.
The Salesians of the Mumbai province run nearly 21 schools across the state of Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and one outside the country, that is in Kuwait. And these schools are both in the vernacular medium as well as the English medium. We use the educational pedagogy of St. John Bosco, the preventive system, to achieve our academic excellence across the different states, across the different boards. And thus our schools play a very important role in the integration of reason, of culture, and of faith. The recently concluded provincial chapter and also the GC28 has given a very important thrust to our schools to cater more to the students coming from challenging and from underprivileged backgrounds, so they too have an access to good quality education. Ever since the Salesians landed and took over the San Thom orphanage in the year 1909 under the leadership of Father Tomatis, the Salesians have been running hostels and boardings for underprivileged children, and most of our boardings in the province have also been a bedrock for producing vocations. We Salesians have nearly 8 boardings across Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. Salesian educative system is best put into practice, especially in our boardings, because of the presence of the fathers and the brothers who are actively involved in the running of the boardings. This is our fervent prayer and our hope that all the efforts we put in our educational institution, especially our schools, will bear fruits and will develop youngsters as per the vision of St. John Bosco.
The Salesian province of Mumbai has been for some time getting the very needs from the grassroots, from the youngsters themselves, asking for studying beyond schools. And therefore, the promise that we first started with in 1998 at Don Bosco, Kurla, where there are bachelor's degree courses at Don Bosco College in science, hospitality studies, multimedia communications and management studies. And then further developing with further constructions on the campus from 2001 with the DBIT, which offers a 4-year degree course, bachelor's course in engineering, information technology, computer engineering, electronics and telecommunications engineering and mechanical engineering. In 2013, our third institute after the 2 institutes in Kurla is Don Bosco Yerwada, where we have a night college which has begun with the Bachelor of Commerce and Arts. Several provincial chapters as well as and the province of course have decided to go to the tribal area of Rajasthan to Banswara to establish a higher education institution offering bachelor's degree courses in humanities, science, commerce and an integrated Bachelor of Education program. Don Bosco Borivali is now making a feasibility study on having an evening college once their school moves to the new building. So also at Virar, there has been feasibility studies come up in Gujarat, in Chota Udaipur, as well as in Madhya Pradesh, in Alirajpur, to help the youngsters to move from school to higher education, college degrees that will help them to get job ready or give them a future that helps them to move out of generational poverty.
Province of Mumbai has 9 technical institutions spread in Maharashtra, Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh. We have only 2 formal institutions, another 7 are the non-formal institutions. We offer the various vocational courses which are affiliated to the various statutory bodies. We are committed to give a specialized skill to the new emerging industries. What would be our aim or vision for a technical institution? To offer quality training, to have more industry participation so that we can give a better placement for our trainees when they are trained in our institution. Third, we have to look forward for the new opportunities for the employment. As I mentioned, green skills, mechatronics, drone technology, solar technology, and converting many of our non-formal institutions to a formal institution so that we can reach to more marginalized and deserving youth of our country.
Today DBYS is the Province Animation Center, and as a Province Animation Center we have divided the province into 5 zones. We have the Mumbai region, the Nasik region, the Ahmednagar region, Pune region and the Gujarat region. And each of these regions have their respective zonal coordinators. So when DBYS is planning and animating the province, it is at different levels. One is a set of programs at the province level. For example, the Symbiosis is a province level program. There are other programs which happen at the regional level. Even programs like Youth Pass are being encouraged in the regional level, and then In each community, there is the local community youth ministry delegate who has his own plan of programs for the year. DBYS is like a catalyst which helps to promote the good practices throughout the province. The Kafaso squad and various other SYM groups are being encouraged in the communities of the Salesian province of Mumbai. There are also other SYM groups like the Young Green Researchers, Miles for Christ, and these groups are catering to the specific interests of young people. Today, our province has committed itself to promote these SYM groups in our communities. The focus for the future that I see is DBYS also contributing a lot to the various sectors of our province, not just youth ministry, but also to the various sectors like schools, technical institutions, colleges, parishes. As we are celebrating the Golden Jubilee of our province, youth ministry in our province is being seen according to the signs of these times as new wine in new wineskins.
The Young at Risk Apostolate is an apostolate which is very close to the heart of Don Bosco. The roots of the Young at Risk work began in the province of Mumbai around the 1980s when few of the passionate Salesians went to the streets and neighborhoods and encountered the children, and they felt that we need to begin something reaching out to the youngsters who are on the streets and who are being neglected, who are being abused. And that's how formally the first shelter home in the province of Mumbai came up in 1987. And over the years, we have 4 established children's homes: Shelter Don Bosco, Vadala, Shelter Don Bosco, Sneale, which started in 2001, and we have in 2017 2 homes that began children's home, one in Baravli, Don Bosco, and Shelter Don Bosco, Nasik. We also have one home which is the de-addiction home at Maria Asiana, Lonavla, focusing especially for those youngsters who have gone into substance abuse. In 2020, we began the migrant ministry based in 5 locations of the Mumbai province: Ahmednagar, Nasik, Pune, Navi Mumbai and Vadodara. Apart from these interventions that we are carrying out, we would like to also look into other areas of interventions like children who are in conflict with the law, school dropouts, HIV/AIDS and the 18+. We hope that these interventions will truly help the poor, the marginalized and abandoned, especially those youngsters who are in high risk situation.
In keeping with the vision of Don Bosco, the parishes in the Salesian province of Mumbai are committed to offering wholesome, spiritual and pastoral services with a special focus to the young. We have 17 full-fledged parishes in our province, which makes pastoral ministry a solid area of apostolate. Salesians are hardworking and committed and very pastoral in their approach. The catechism curriculum and programs, sacramental follow-up and liturgical events are well organized. There are a variety of cells and associations that are active and well established. We've started getting local vocations from areas of ministry. Every parish has a youth group. The Salesian youth movement in our parishes is gaining visibility. There's a good involvement of Salesian parishes with the dioceses in which we work. There's a good thrust for reaching out to the poor in all our parishes. The parishes are spread across 3 states, namely Maharashtra, Gujarat and MP of India, and also a presence in Kuwait, but with parishioners hailing from many other states of India. Consequently, we cater to people across a variety of languages, primarily English, Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, Konkani, Tamil and Malayalam. In the parish sector, we wish to have the following areas of focus for the coming years. First, to guide parish priests in the financial administration of parishes and move towards setting up the finance committee in our parishes. Second, to find new ways of improving attendance and participation in the SCC meetings. Third, to take appropriate steps to improve attendance at the Sunday Masses in the parish and create a sense of belonging to the parish. Fourth, to revive the sacrament of confession. Fifth, to stay connected in the parish sector, pan-province, and assess the implementation of all the action plans that have been proposed. Sixth, we need to create a plan for post-confirmational and youth catechesis. Seventh, set up an adult catechism and RCI program in the parish. And eighth, take up the program of divine renovation across all parishes in the province. It is our hope and prayer that through the many pastoral initiatives that we carry out in our parishes, we will be faithful to Don Bosco and be good shepherds like Jesus, touching the hearts and the lives of so many young people in our care.
For us Salesians, Don Bosco's oratory at Valdoco is the defining criterion of all our work. Every Salesian presence is called in some way to make that oratory of Valdoco present here and now. All our Salesian presences in the province in some way began with this attitude, with this spirit. The Salesians who went to a new place either went out into the neighborhood to encounter the young, the poor, the marginalized, or they welcomed the poor and the marginalized into their premises. Take for example the missions of Gujarat. The first Salesians who went there, they had to befriend the people. They went to the people, to their villages, learned their language, lived among them, shared their life, taught the children there, and then gradually, once the friendship with the local people grew, then they welcomed those people to their own homes. As our works get consolidated, it is very possible we Salesians get caught up with administrative work. But we must never forget that at the core of our vocation, every Salesian is called to accompany the young. We are always assistants, not just in the first 2 years of our Salesian life after philosophy, but all through our lives. We are called to be present in the life of the young. In our formation houses, be it Lanavla, Nasik or Pune, we have had wonderful experiences of oratory. In the recent provincial chapter, the conference decided that all our communities must reach out in a significant way to the poorest and the neediest in our neighborhood. In the coming years, we hope that the oratories become a significant part of our mission, not only in our city houses, but in all our presences across the province.
Social ministry and social development works have always been the forte of the Mumbai province of Don Bosco. To formalize the projects and put them into the shape against the light of Millennium Development Goals. Across the globe, the various development offices were being set up. Our province too, in the early 2000s, set up the Province Development Office called as the Don Bosco Development Society, which coordinated, animated and supported the social ministry happening across the province in the various states that our province was working. Initially, the focus was always on the villages and helping out in the various villages. In the year 2007 onwards, the focus was in the cities. In the early 2008, the first social ministry project in the city of Mumbai began, and simultaneously, the growth was also seen in the cities of Pune and Baroda. Today, we can proudly say that we are working both in the urban part and the rural part as well. In the year 2015, the Sustainable Development Goals have come up, and our province, in sync with these goals, have always operated on the various projects that we have done, be it in livelihood, health, education, etc. Initially, the approach that the Salesians took towards the social ministry was that of charity model. Slowly, we moved on to service model and now to the right-based model. Today, we can proudly say that the Salesian province of Mumbai is reaching out to thousands and thousands of people, catering to their health, to their livelihood, to their children's education, and all that we can be of service to the poor, marginalized and underprivileged.
Formation involves two aspects. Firstly, it calls us to grow in our commitment as consecrated religious. Secondly, our formation processes need to prepare us to minister to the young, to those whom we are sent. We may tend to see formation as conforming to a set of rules and routines. At initial stages, young Salesians would need to see their formation guides as mentors and collaborators in this process of growth, rather than as judges to be feared. At later stages, we are challenged to continue growing in our consecration with the assistance of spiritual directors. We have excellent programs of philosophy, theology, and spirituality. Our programs of formation also equip students with skills for the apostolate. Technology and means of communication are easily available and accessible. We are challenged at all stages of formation to use these means to further our learning. We are experiencing a quick growth in educational processes. Moreover, technology, social philosophies, administrative and legal procedures are constantly evolving. We are challenged to keep abreast of these changes in order to minister in a professional and relevant manner. Above all, we are challenged at all stages to blend our religious commitment with our intellectual and professional development to reach out to serve and minister to others.
The Mumbai province has been blessed with young, dynamic and hardworking Salesians. The work of vocation promotion has taken root right from its inception in 1972 to this day by its active presence in the lives of young people and by its youth ministry work closely knit with vocation promotion. At present, the work of vocation promotion focuses on the harvesting model, which enables Salesians and lay collaborators to accompany the youngsters in their vocation journey. We cannot close our eyes to the bleak reality of nuclear families, the progress of the social media, the influence of society and career. In spite of this stark reality, God will continue to bless us with vocation, and He invites us to adapt to the signs of the times. Under the inspiration of Don Bosco, the Salesians, the vocation animators, lay collaborators and families work together in organizing various camps such as vocation camps, come and see programs, visit to families, vocation team meets, and various other ventures to spend time listening, understanding, guiding and helping young to discern their call of God. All said and done, vocation is a gift from God. We do our part in accompanying the youngsters, but at the end, we have to leave the rest in the hands of God.
As Salesians, we have been working with people providing education, doing skills training, catechizing them, and enabling them to become good and honest citizens. Although we guide and counsel people, this whole aspect of their emotional development and the care of people, especially youngsters who are struggling with various disorders
and addictions, those who have lost a sense of meaning in life, those battling with their anxieties and fears, have not been a focus of our attention. We need to work a lot more to help people deal with their inner demons and help them find peace. Profulta Center for Psychological Wellness has been doing this work for the past 25 years. We have been reaching out to people in distress, bringing peace and understanding to individuals and families, guiding youngsters to find their life path, helping children to overcome their disabilities, making people more resilient, and eventually helping people to live happy and fulfilled lives. The satisfaction is that over the years, hundreds and thousands of people have been assisted. But there is much more that needs to be done. It is wonderful that the Salesian province of Mumbai already has 2 psychological centers at Andheri and Matunga, and is now developing a 3rd center at Nerul in Navi Mumbai. Don Bosco used to say, in every young person, a point of goodness is accessible. And it is the primary duty of the educator to discover that sensitive chord of the heart so as to draw out the best in the young person. As Salesians, this is our primary duty, not just with every youngster we meet, but with every person who crosses our path.
Tej Prasarini was born in 1993 under the leadership of Father Peter Gonsalves with the motto, a commitment to spread the light. In 1993, Tej Prasarini was shifted to Don Bosco Provincial House, Mumbai. And in 1995, in the provincial chapter, Tej Prasarini would become the official multimedia production house of the province of Bombay. Shifting the center to Mumbai boosted the recordings in English and Hindi. These productions were a great help in the schools and parishes in and around Mumbai. Tej Prasarini's productions and recordings were under a variety of themes, more specifically media education, catechetics, social ministry, youth development and peace education. In the past 30 years, Tej Prasarini has indeed been a blessing to the educators and the young of the province of Bombay. Of the many initiatives and priorities that we could undertake, there are 3 important aspects that we would like to draw our attention to as we look towards the future with hope. Firstly, educating the young to a responsible use of media. Another aspect we need to focus on is networking between the different Salesian institutions of the province. A third aspect we need to work upon is the preservation of culture. For the blessings in the years past, we are indeed grateful. And for the years to come, may Tej continue to uphold its commitment to spread the light.
We are truly grateful to God for all that we have been able to accomplish over these 50 years. And as a province, we believe that there are certain very definite paths to which the Lord is calling us. The first important part is to have a very clear, decisive and definite focus on the poorest and the most abandoned young people. A service not just through specialized centers, but every single Don Bosco institution and every single Don Bosco campus in our province should be a place that particularly focuses on the poorest, the most abandoned young people. A second important decision is to engage more effectively in the digital space. For us as Salesians to be present on social media platforms, to connect with young people, and especially to have meaningful conversations with them, whether it's in terms of education, in terms of guidance, in terms of faith formation. And finally, a third choice is increasing our engagement in the area of higher education, taking higher education, especially in rural areas, to the young, to the poor young people. We thank God for all the wonders He has worked in our province over the last 50 years. And we look forward to miracles happening over the next 50 years as we give ourselves totally to the young, especially the poorest and the most abandoned among them.